Hello, Misty.
Hi, Isaac.
How are you?
Hi, Ike.
Hi, Ike. Hike.
Hi, Ike.
Hike. Why did I put my hand there?
We've actually talked about how we might change the name to Mike and Isty on the internet.
That's pretty funny.
We just jack it up all the
time. We can do whatever we want. Leave a comment if you like Misty and Ike or Mike and Isty.
My name's not Isty, though.
I know. My name's not Ike either.
But your name's Isaac. Ike's
right. But together, when we're out in public, we'll be known as the one word Mike.
Why does it have to be a male?
It's not.
Mike is a male name. It's a male nomer.
It's the first two letters of your name and the last two letters of Ike. It's not a male nomenclature. It's Mike is our team.
So it's M-I-I-K-E?
Sure.
Okay, that's
Mike.
fair. That's fair. I like that.
Yeah.
Mike. Elliot.
We're on the red carpet and people are like, and here we have Mike. But if they say it wrong, if they're like, and here we have Mike, we'll be like, no.
I'm sorry. You didn't say that right.
I don't know who you're talking about. Do you know Mike?
I don't know him.
I don't know anybody named Mike.
Mm-mm. I know Mike.
Oh, that's us.
Yeah.
Mike is us.
Right.
Not Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The artist formerly known as Mike.
Yeah. Well, here we are on the internet again.
We are.
What do you want to do about it?
I want to ruin it.
Oh, cool. How long do you think that's going to take?
I think that we can probably do it in about 14 minutes and 39 seconds.
Okay. What if we have 21 seconds left over?
Well, then I guess we end this one early.
Well, this is the longest pre-roll we've ever done, so we better
true.
get started. 15 on the clock starts. Meow.
Okay. I want to ruin it by talking about the most hated series finales of TV shows.
Oh my
We're
God.
gonna go ahead and knock. We're gonna knock this off the list and get it out of the way.
You
I
crazy
don't
for
even
this
want to hear
one.
about it. There's two of them.
There's two. I know what you're gonna
Game
say.
of Thrones
Oh, come on.
And The Sopranos.
No, dude.
I don't even want to talk about them.
Okay, that's not fair. Those are the two most topical things to talk about. Worst, is it worst or most talked about series
most
finale?
hated.
Most hated. I mean,
okay, so here's why I don't want to talk about Game of Thrones.
Okay, I'd love to hear this.
I've never seen one single bit of one episode ever.
Okay, first of all,
I don't have anything to say.
Well, then I'll take that one. And second of all, you have a new quarantine homework project.
No, I don't want to.
Yes, you do. You just don't know that you do.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
Will you point that mic at your face?
So it hides my face?
No, so it points at. Thank you. It sounds way better.
You
doesn't
always
it,
yell
folks?
at me when I touch the microphone, so I try not to touch them.
I'm trying not to do that anymore.
I don't. I really don't.
Okay, leave a comment below.
I'm sorry.
If we get 100 comments that Misty should watch Game of Thrones, then Misty has to watch it.
I hate period movies and TV shows.
Oh, no, you don't.
That period.
No.
Medieval times, unless we are eating a turkey leg and watching people joust, I'm not into it.
I will bring the turkey to your house and I will joust your roommate while you watch.
You and Lindsay are going to joust?
Yeah, well, you can't say her name on the internet. We'll have to bleep it.
Okay. That's fine. I would maybe watch one episode if it meant that I could eat a turkey leg, like from a Ren fair.
I will provide you all of the turkey that you need for this.
A turkey leg.
All of it.
Like a full-on turkey leg.
I'll get a turkey.
Like when you go to medieval times.
Yes, I will be in your front yard for a month, just like hand grilling you.
No, I don't want
frozen.
One episode, not the whole thing.
You have to. If you watch one episode, you're going to want to watch the whole thing.
I bet I won't.
Okay, I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
When this episode gets to 500 comments that vote yes, Misty should watch Game of Thrones, you have to watch the whole thing. It's not going to be for a while.
Fine.
All right, leave a comment that says yes, Misty.
See my defeat?
And then she has to watch Game of Thrones. And then we'll do a follow-up episode after she watches it where she has to spend 15 minutes apologizing to all of you for not having seen it.
Ugh.
Yeah. It was one of the greatest pop culture things that happened in the last. Okay, fine. You want to start talking about Sopranos then?
I completely agree with you. I agree. Why are you angry that I'm agreeing with you?
I don't know.
Stop being angry.
You stop it.
I'm not angry at all.
Oh, I can tell.
I'm solid.
All right, well, what's your reasoning behind The Sopranos? Don't say you haven't seen that either, or I'm going to have to cut this episode
I feel like those are like the things that you're supposed to talk about. I think we can do better.
All right. Then I think if you're going to take out the two biggest ones of all time, then you got to talk about Seinfeld.
Seinfeld is number 1 on my list.
Okay, how do you feel about it?
I didn't think it was that terrible.
I wasn't a big Seinfeld watcher, so I wasn't really emotionally connected to it.
Okay, I watched all of Seinfeld.
Okay.
I enjoyed Seinfeld greatly.
Yeah.
That is right up my alley. That smart ass sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't think it was as terrible as what everybody else did. I mean, were there ways they probably could have done it better? Sure, but it wasn't like the end all be all worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
You know, they went to prison. They ended up in jail in a little town, and I thought it was kind of funny, honestly.
Yeah, but they got out at the end, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy.
Talk to me.
I have a list. Again, I found a list on the internet.
Okay.
The list is 19 of the most hated series finales of all time, according to fans.
I will tell you one that I watched a lot that I was very disappointed in was How I Met Your Mother.
That is funny because that is number 18 on the list. And they're not going over. But before that, number 19 is Gossip Girl.
Also on my list.
Yeah.
It's really, this is going to be a very difficult episode because there are going to be things that you want to say that could potentially be a spoiler if somebody's not seen it.
Well, if you haven't seen this stuff by now,
Okay.
you're not don't watch a pop culture show on the internet if you haven't
Right.
watched television before.
At the very end of Gossip Girl, you find out that like the one person that you thought was like the person with ethics and the good guy that it really was like, oh, you want the good guy to win. And you find out he's the one that's been behind all of
He's the Gossip Girl.
He's
That's
the
the only
Gossip
thing I know about Gossip Girl is that it was a he.
But then even creepier, basically they took that entire role and just parlayed it into you.
And
Like,
then
it's just a
season
couple
2
years.
happened, and then real life happened.
Right.
Wah, wah, Crystalia.
Like,
Yep.
Penn Badgley's character in You is basically just a grown-up version of the character he played in Gossip Girl.
Well, it's smart for Netflix. Probably getting good ratings.
It was super smart. I mean, it is a different character, but
Yeah,
it's
but-
in your head. You're like, if that guy on Gossip Girl grew up, he'd be that guy on
He would be that guy.
Yeah.
What do you think about the finale of True Blood?
I also didn't watch True Blood. I will tell you why I didn't watch True Blood. It had nothing to do with choice. True Blood was on during a point in my career when I literally had no time.
Okay.
If I was at home, I was constantly working, prepping for the next run I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And all of my friends talked about it. And I wanted to watch it so bad. I just never had the time to throw myself into it.
Okay.
So I didn't want to like half-ass it.
Sure.
So I just never sat down and watched it.
The next one applies to me in that same manner.
Okay.
And I know you've seen this.
Okay.
Because your best friend has seen it a million times.
Okay.
Lost. I have never seen
Best
it.
friend and I actually went over to her apartment and watched the finale, and oh man,
How do you have 9 seasons for Lost, but you don't have any time for True Blood? Do you like vampire stuff?
I do.
I
Very
think
much.
I think if you have
Very much.
if you have time, like I don't know, if a pandemic hits and you just have nothing but time in your hand to watch.
You know, you're right. It's definitely one that I should throw into my list now that I do have ample time.
I think you'd really enjoy it.
Yeah,
The plots are great.
I've heard that it's fantastic.
Yeah, the character arcs are amazing.
That you know what? That's I feel that way when people say to me, "I've never seen Dexter." I'm like,
I haven't seen Dexter.
fuck?
It's also on this list. It's right
and
before this.
I do not agree at all with people's assessment of the ending of Dexter.
I haven't seen it.
I
worked on it.
What it did was it left the possibility of movies or a series revival to come back.
Yeah.
It if you didn't understand seeing him in a different place, that he's still alive and he's still out there,
Yeah.
that was just a setup, then you're an idiot.
They probably weren't sure if they got picked up for the next season, so
no, they
wanted
knew
to...
they were canceled.
Oh,
It was
really?
announced. Well, it wasn't canceled. It was
That was it.
ended it.
Huh. Then why leave it open-ended? I don't like that.
Well, because I'd be stoked if a Dexter movie came out like
Yeah,
next year.
you can hold your
I'd
breath on
watch
that
the
one.
shit out of it. Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of internal
Yeah,
strife
that ain't
going on
happening.
there.
Unless they get back together. Again.
Oh, that ain't happening.
Well, it's happened many, many times before.
She's married with kids to an Abbott brother.
Well, that doesn't mean that... Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That was in the documentary.
yeah, she's super happy.
Gilmore Girls.
And her avid brother is fantastic.
He's very hot.
He is very hot. But he's also very nice.
Gilmore Girls can't really technically count because they brought it back and it's still on, right?
Yeah.
So that.
Well, it's not still on. They did.
Did they? Oh.
An hour long. It was like winter, summer, spring, fall, and it was like another. Each one of those 4 episodes was like an hour long, and it was the continuation. And then they ended that on a massive cliffhanger as well.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that lady, what's her name? Amy Sherman Palladino that writes it and makes it. She's a killer at the cliffhangers. However, the original Gilmore Girls didn't really end on a cliffhanger. It just ended on a very like, okay, we're done. Bye. Like it was okay. Rory graduated college. Now she's gonna need to go do this, and now we're finished.
Yeah.
See ya. Peace out. It's been fun.
I don't know the name of the actress that played Rory, but
Alexis Bledel.
When I met her at work once,
did you do something mean to her?
I think I've told you this story. I was standing there with her and the girl that plays her mom, and my
Lauren
boss.
Graham.
Yeah.
Who writes amazing books, by the way.
Yeah.
Also.
So I was getting ready to invite them to set. We were going to shoot a promo for something, probably Gilmore Girls.
Likely.
And, I don't know. It was a big mondo. It was like we were doing 100 shows at once. So it just fell out of my mouth. I was like, my mom's a big fan of yours. She's like,
but you know how many times I'm sure that they heard that out of like your age group of dudes.
But her response was kind of.
What'd she say?
She's like, oh, but not you.
And you had every right in the world to be like, I'm not your demographic.
I was like, I think you're great.
She is great.
Let's go shoot now. It's time for the filming parts.
Maybe she was trying to flirt with you. Why aren't you a fan of mine?
Oh, snap. I missed out on getting Rory Gilmore.
You did. And then she married the guy from Mad Men.
Who looks exactly like me. No, I don't know what he
looks
looks.
Nothing like you.
I don't know anything about him. I don't even know who you're talking about.
I
got 2 more. You ready?
I am.
The X-Files.
I also have that on my list.
Are we looking at the same list?
No, I'm on my written list.
Oh, see, you get to think about it. I just get blindsided.
Exactly. No,
okay.
I mean, I think about it because I want to make sure that like we don't just like trail off into nothing and don't have anything to talk about.
I think
I have prompts.
I will have a thought of my own without this list.
I think you should.
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Okay.
I can't even tell you what the ending was about right now.
Me neither. That's just terrible.
Smallville.
You know what? I'm going to tell you the biggest controversy about the ending of that.
Okay.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
That never throughout the entire course of that series did the audience get to see Clark Kent in his full-on Superman gear. So the last episode, everyone was like, this is the moment.
Oh, is that why they have this picture of him in his Superman outfit?
This is the moment, like full-on, not just like the shirt ripped open, the full gear.
They never put him in the full thing? What, was it a licensing thing?
No, I don't know. The entire series, he was never seen. And so like when the finale came, everyone watching was like, oh my God, this is the moment. We finally are going to get to see him. And the poor actor, Tom Welling, I'm sure like he was just like, there's so much pressure on this. Like, I'm sure he probably worked out for like a year solid to try.
Well, you're not playing Superman if you're not working out.
Right. Anyways, the finale happened and still to the very last moment, never showed him in full on Superman.
Why do you need to see him in more than the shirt?
Because you need to see his little web feet and those weird things and the cape and the whole deal.
But the whole storyline is about him not as Superman. It's about him as Clark Kent.
No, Smallville was not.
Yeah.
It's about his life as Clark Kent, balancing it with Superman.
Right.
Like finding out.
So when he had to go do super stuff, he was just in regular clothes?
No, he wasn't in regular clothes. He would like rip the shirt open and you'd see like the S, and that's all you ever saw. You never saw him.
You wanted to see his buns and some tidy whities.
The whole world did.
Yeah.
I mean, can we look up Tom Welling tidy whities?
No.
Maybe that's out there somewhere.
Okay. Tom Welling or Henry Cavill?
I'm sorry, Tom. I enjoy listening to you so much. So much on... No, he is very often a guest on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast.
Oh, of course. Yeah, they worked
Inside
together for years. Yeah.
Right. Inside You. And I enjoy listening to him so much, but I hate to say it. Henry Cavill doing interviews talking about Superman with his British accent.
Do we need to talk about The Witcher, even though it's not done yet?
You know what? I love the actual series. It's great.
Yeah.
I just don't find him nearly as attractive with long blonde hair.
Well, was it you that told me
I like smarty looking
they
guys.
filmed him sitting in a chair reading the Witcher books?
Yeah,
That was you.
I think so.
Well, then we should tell the fans.
Go ahead.
Hey. Hold on. Here's a commercial for it.
Hey.
Hey. Do you like Henry Cavill? Yeah. The former guy that played, he's not a former guy. He's an actual guy that played Superman. He's in a new show called The Witcher. And if you can't understand what the fuck's happening in The Witcher, he filmed a separate thing where he sits in a chair and reads it to you.
Yep. And it's
Congratulations.
super sexy.
That's a free shout out right there. I
Really
expect a check in the mail.
You know what? We're gonna tag Henry Cavill in this.
Are we?
Maybe he'll see it and he'll go, look at these funny little people.
You think he's going to make it to the 13th minute of an internet web
I think
show?
we say we talk about you, Henry, at 13 minutes in. He might fast forward to 13 minutes and say, "Well, I wonder what they say about me."
Hey, Henry,
I think you're the best.
I got a lot of
Superman.
actor bros that are just like you. Let's come on into the stable and be part of my bro homies.
Why don't you come here into the studio?
Don't finish that sentence.
And let me interview you.
Oh, gross.
I didn't say when I'm interviewing you. Really gross.
Interview.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I have. How long do we have? Because I think I have a
Less
final.
than a minute. I don't know if it's going to go off. My phone's on silent.
I have a final.
I think you should put Henry on the list of champions.
I think that Henry does belong here in the list of lust.
Yes. Ooh, the list of lust list.
Yeah, the lust list.
Yep. Misty and Ike's lust list.
I like to think that's my lust list. I don't. Do you lust after?
I'm sorry. I thought we were sharing stuff.
Oh no! I mean, you can lust after either of them if you'd like.
No, it's fine.
Do you want to hear my last one that was really, really weird?
Weird.
Scrubs.
Yeah, I was gonna say Scrubs.
Scrubs was supposed to end at season 8.
Yes.
And for some reason, they decided, like, they filmed this beautiful ending. It was like just incredible. And I remember like watching it and being like, oh god, my heart's ripped out. That's so good. And what a beautiful way to end this show.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden I started seeing previews for season 9. I was like,
boo.
Wait, but why you ended it?
Yeah.
And the whole like last season, it doesn't have anybody but like Zach Braff and a whole new lineup of interns.
Yep.
And it was terrible the whole season.
Med students at school instead of interns at a hospital.
Oh, it was
the number of
awful.
guests returned for the actual finale, it still wasn't enough to satisfy fans.
Nope.
Well, didn't it have something to do with like a porch without a house?
Scrubs?
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought this land and he didn't know how to build anything, so he just built like a little porch and that was it. Yeah. So when he was dating Mandy Moore on the show.
Right.
And they used to sit on the porch because that's all that was there.
They used to film that. I'm pointing this way, but it doesn't matter in proximity to where we are.
I know exactly where they are.
And they tore down, it was an actual hospital.
Yeah.
They tore it down and built an apartment complex on Riverside Drive. Yeah, across from my favorite bar.
It was right over by Namie's.
I don't even know what that is.
Namie's is a giant like industry makeup like mecca warehouse.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's across the street by the sushi place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Well,
leave us a comment and tell us what you think the very worst ending of a show was, because it's probably going to be Sopranos and Game of Thrones. And we hope that we didn't break the internet too hard for you today. But unless it's Friday, we'll see you tomorrow.